when they take time off.
You
Hey,
know,
bitch, I signed up because you said I could chill.
Do you know what?
Now you're yelling at me for chilling.
You know what I'm still surprised by, but not surprised by, is I've been in this business for forever, and maybe I'm just older and living. Is how many people who are really successful are willing to do whatever it takes to keep successful or get successessful. Like there are people that
You mean
just
like
do
actors
shit,
with directors,
just
or
people that just do shit they'll lie and make up shit. They'll do whatever it is
to get
and you're
by.
like, man, to their own friends, you're like, what?
Why do you think that is?
I think because they are shitheads and they
do whatever it takes,
and they think to themselves, the juice is worth the squeeze. That I'm going to be successful. I want to be really rich. And
I'm nothing without this.
And if I have to compromise, if I have to be a bad person for it, then that's fine. If I have to lie, I will. If I have to fuck somebody over, I will.
But you'll even see like people go bad on Rogan, or even when I was doing stand-up, like friends of ours would like make clips talking shit about me. It never hurt my feelings. So I was like, I get it, man. It's the trendy thing. Like you're getting views doing it. I get it, you know? But like even the guys do like now, like where Rogan gave them a huge platform and then they go on their podcast and go bad on them to get the views. I'm like, man, I don't get that. Like why would man, I don't understand that.
I think it's like
it's so short-sighted.
It's maybe like a different mentality where you convince yourself, you're like, no, that's the game. I'm like in the everyone makes fun of everyone game and it's not real, but like, I don't know. I came up too much like before that it just feels weird to me.
Yeah, me too.
No, you came up with different values. Your parents
came up with good parents.
raised you to know the difference in what's right and wrong. There are certain things that are just wrong.
And you're like a real
we can always do this.
There's
Like these. No, some things are just fucking shitty and wrong, and there's a lot of people that do it.
Oh, is this someone that climbed on the top of the Empire State?
During the latest episode of the Fighter and the Kid podcast, they had on Ryan Long, and oh boy, they did not let Callan speak this entire episode, but Schaub went off on the Rogansphere comedians because they trashed his stand-up. Now, who specifically is he talking about? He's got to be talking about Tim Dillon, Mark Normand. I wouldn't say Schultz. Probably just Tim Dillon and Mark Normand. Give me some other names if you can think who else. But he also said during that, you caught the tail end, it's because they're not real dudes. Like, you know, those guys, you know, they trashed my stand-up. You dropped the worst stand-up special of all time. And I've seen people recently, you know, try to retcon it. Not giving Bappa too much credit, but, you know, people got to try and stay current and get clicks. So to be like, Joe Rogan special worse than Brendan Schaub's, or Tony Hinchcliffe special worse than a Gringo Papi. No, people. There's nothing worse than the Gringo Papi. Not even the first stupid special, you'd be surprised. Even that was better than the Gringo Papi. The Gringo Papi was like regression, not even progression. It was so bad and so terrible. But Schaub also has to remember, you didn't just get trashed and turned on by the Rogansphere because of how bad your comedy special was. This was at the exact same time you went after Bobby Lee behind the scenes and you sued me and lost, but now you're appealing. And that stuff, like, I know about, that's kind of public. God knows the shit you were doing behind the scenes that only people in that world would know. Like I've always said, this guy, Schaub, throws around Joe Rogan's name so much. We heard it from the baseball dads in California. The second after Schaub left, one of them went to the Fighter and the Kid subreddit and did this whole detailed thing. And he said Schaub would never shut up about Joe Rogan. And then when they called and threatened Bobby Lee, him and Brian Callen, what's the thing they threatened him with? We're going to get Joe Rogan after you. You don't think this guy in order to get endorsement deals and sponsorship deals. Doesn't say Joe Rogan. You don't think to that stupid Gearheads Gone Wild show on Tubi, by the way. Expect a video about that coming out later today. But you don't think he didn't go to Tubi and be like, oh, Joe Rogan's definitely going to be part season 2. Now, he already agreed to it. Yup, said yes. When he didn't. And he would never. But I'm talking about little mundane stuff you wouldn't think of. Like, he probably calls up restaurants and be like, hey, can I reserve a table? I know Joe Rogan. Like, Schaub so does that and probably does that behind the scenes. So they all hate him, the Rogansphere comedians. And they know he didn't really belong. But they also knew what kind of a douche this guy was in the background. And they probably talked to Joe about it. Although I feel Joe feels some like personal responsibility for talking this douche out of fighting and getting into all this. So he won't completely abandon him, although he's pretty much abandoned him. I mean, Schaub used to be Rogan's #1 guest. And then he moved to Texas to be near him, and he's had him on like twice and refuses to hang out with him. And it's all Rogan's fault that we got Schaub. But it all kind of started with Rogan and Schaub with the infamous slinging comment. That was a huge rift in that relationship. So much so, Schaub had to go apologize publicly. You don't think that pissed off Rogan's wife? And then Rogan moved to Texas, opened up the comedy mothership, and Schaub begged to perform there. And Rogan wouldn't let him. And we know that for a fact because Schaub confirmed it when he went on the Legion of Skinks. He confirmed that. Joe said no. You ain't a headliner, B. Me racer. Like, he confirmed that to them. And then he stopped doing stand-up because he couldn't sell tickets, and he lied and said, oh, no, I can't leave. Can't leave my kiddos. By the way, in this episode, he said, oh, I'm going to be in California shooting something. So you can't leave the kiddos, stupid. But, yeah, completely pathetic. But Schaub is still angry, and now he hates the Rogansphere. He hates Bert Kreischer. He hates all of them. And the fact that he fell down into tiers. He used to be tier 1. Now him and Callan have fallen all the way down. And now he's in like bottom tier. Rogan will have him on for 1 fight companion or 2 a year and 1 guest appearance. But that's about it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.